Oh, I forgot to do this one. Hold on. Hold on. Hmm. All right, all right. We'll be getting started here in just a moment. I forgot to add this one on here. This is going to be a really good topic on this morning, and it is in conjunction with the operating system. But if you are tuning in with me right now, let me know where you are tuning in from. You'll add it to comment in the comment section below. And let me start this one because I didn't even start it. All right, let me get this one going. Hopefully it doesn't error out on me. Excuse me. All right, there we go. The live button over here. Right, and let me hit it over here. Excuse me. Sharing. All right. And okay, so is it not? Let me refresh. Oh no, I can't see anybody. So let me it's a little chilly in here. Video. It's a little chilly. It's a little cold. All right, all right. We'll go ahead and get started here in just a moment, but let me go ahead and get these shares out prepared because let me put this over here. I was working on something. So divine rising to you. Be light. Thanks for joining on this morning. I'm going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. Just want to get this shared out. Um, you find value, and if this is your first time and seeing my live, I am Shakitha. I am from the great state of Texas, and so let me know where you are tuning in from. Got a little distracted, and I did not. I did add the over here. Let's get this fixed. It's like right in my face. All right. So let me go ahead and get this shared out to my spots, to my pages. And If, like I said, if you are tuning in with me right now, let me know where you're tuning in from. About sharing this out. And if you all just coming by for something, I have a lot of non-followers. And if you can kind of coming through, saying go ahead and follow me so that you can get the notifications when I do go live. Let me discard that one. And we're gonna share this in stories. All right. All right. So I can see myself. Make sure I have this turned down. Yes, have it turned down. And we're gonna get this kicked off this morning. Um, if you hadn't had a chance to look at the title of this live, so I'll be able to click back over here and end it. All right. Yeah, all right. If you're looking at the topic of this live, the Black Queen Morning Live, Black Queen's Conversation. Of course, it is Friday. Friday. How we wanted to say it. But we're gonna go ahead and kick this off with legacy is built one choice at a time. The life you leave behind is shaped by the decisions you make today. And so when we hear the word legacy, we often think about future. But legacy isn't created. Give me just all right, y'all. So so getting back to the script, so when we hear the word legacy, we often think about the future. But legacy isn't created someday. It's created through the choices we make every day. And inside Quiet Queens Academy, we believe legacy isn't measured only by what you accomplish, it's measured by who you're becoming and the lives your leadership quietly influence along the way. And this morning, we're talking about why today's ordinary decisions become tomorrow's lasting impact. And today's Quiet Queens principle is built through daily alignment, not occasional achievement. And so, again, divine rising, quiet queens, as we close out another week together, I'd like to ask you a question. You hear the word legacy. What comes to mind? For many people, it's something they'll think about later in life. But what if legacy isn't something we leave behind? What if legacy is something we're creating today through the way we live, lead, and love? And so inside Quiet Quitting Academy, we believe every intentional choice contributes to the life we're building. And so one thing I've realized over the years is that the greatest influence in my life didn't always come from people who stood big stages. It came from people whose everyday choices reflected integrity, people who keep their word, people who listen, who remained consistent. Their legacy wasn't built in one ordinary moment. It was built in thousands of ordinary months. And that changed how I think about my own life. So legacy is built through daily alignment, not occasional achievement. The life you're creating tomorrow is quietly being shaped by the choices you make today. I'll leave it up there. All right. So legacy begins with identity. As anyone knows, if you've been listening in, even content that I post, I talk about identity. Legacy begins with identity. Uh, Everything starts with identity after being clear, after clarity. So before your life influences others, it's you first. And in my perspective, inside Quiet Queens Academy, we often say identity before activity because the greatest legacy you'll ever leave begins with becoming a woman of integrity. The way I lead, the way I respond, the way I keep my commitments, those things become part of my legacy long before anyone remembers my accomplishments. And so here's a reflection for you on this morning. What qualities do you hope people experience when they encounter you? Are your daily choices reinforcing those qualities? And once identity becomes clear, leadership begins expressing itself naturally. Because influence isn't something we force, it's something we demonstrate. So every choice teaches something. So whether we realize it or not, people learn from consistently model. And so I become more aware that leadership is only about what I say. It's about how I live, how I respond when things don't go as planned, how I honor my values when no one else is watching. Those quiet moments often teach us more than my words ever could. So reflect on this. What lessons are your daily habits teaching? And if someone followed your example for 1 week, what would they learn? So as we begin to recognize our influence, we also recognize our opportunity because legacy isn't about perfection, it's about intentionality. And so legacy grows through consistency. Ordinary lives are usually built through faithfulness, not dramatic moments once. And in my perspective, looking back over the conversations we've shared these past 2 months, we've talked about structure, clarity, identity, alignment, discernment, stewardship, vision, purpose, responsibility, accountability, and none of those doctrines exist to make us more impressive. They exist to help us to become women whose lives consistently reflect what matters most. That's the kind of legacy I want to build. And so a reflection for you on this morning. What daily practices is quietly shaping your future? What legacy are you building through ordinary routines? Excuse me. Something to think about. And so here's the Quiet Queen's integration for you. Today's conversation wasn't really about legacy. It was about vision helps us see beyond today. Purpose gives us direction, gives our direction a meaning. Responsibility calls us to ownership. Accountability shapes character, and legacy becomes the natural outcome of living those principles consistently. We build from clarity, identity alignment, and our influence extends far beyond ourselves. And that's the Quiet Queen's operating system action. And many people believe. I'll think about my legacy later. Inside Quiet Quitting Academy, we ask a different question. What if legacy is simply today's choices repeated over time? You build a legacy all at once. You build it and come, you build it one conversation, one decision, one act of integrity, one intentional day at a time. Your practical integration, that short action that reflects the kind of legacy you want. It might be encouraging someone, keeping a making time for what matters, leading with patience. Ask yourself, if I repeated this choice consistently over the next 5 years, what kind of woman would I become? Then make that choice intentionally. And in closing, I'll leave you with this question. If someone remembers not for what you achieved, but for how you made people feel, what would they remember? Sit with that today because the greatest legacy anyone can accomplish is the life we quietly model. And if today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear your perspective. What kind of legacy are you intentionally building through your everyday life? Your reflection may encourage another quiet queen to recognize that lasting influence begins with today's choices. And thank you for spending another week with me. And I'll see you Monday morning as we continue building the Quiet Queens operating system one conversation at a time. And let me say this because on Monday, I will be starting a actual series framework that I will be sharing. So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit on Monday. It's still in conjunction with the Quiet operating system, but doing things different, give you a little bit more insight in different, you know, the Quiet Queens Academy is coming together. Really, truly um, grateful for the platform. I mean, it's really a ecosystem that has taken me time to actually build. And and one thing I have to say is that, having to put on the blinders, having to put my fingers in my ear, having to stay consistent with what matters. Um, and I would have to say it's a challenge because the thing is, when things are not taking off as you want them to, and they're not actually exactly where I want it to be right now, but I would say it is moving in the direction that I intended for it to be. You know, like I said, Quiet Queens Academy. I mean, it's a brand, it's an ecosystem, it's a place where, introvert women can come in, learn uh, business models. I mean, how to conversate, quiet conversations. I mean, that you learn so much within this ecosystem. And I am grateful that, you know, I put in time to create this because I foresee, this being bigger than me. Um, when we talk about legacy, and like I said, it's not about achievement, but it's about the things I have been putting in, not just today, but the days ahead, days past, to get me to where I am right now. So I am completely grateful, humbly grateful for where this is going because I see it, like I said, I see it definitely bigger than me. And if you want to, get into the academy, all you would need to do is in the comments section, there is um, a link. I did put it on the Instagram lives, but I did put it in chat on Facebook and also YouTube. And and I am streaming into my actual platform as well. So if you're not in the Academy, you can go to quietqueensacademy.com/community. And if you would like to know what type of building you are, you can simply go to Black Queens Academy and you can take the assessment and find out what type of building you are. And however, let me say to my kings out there, this platform, I mean, it is a platform for women, but however, if you have a sister, an auntie, a mother, a cousin, um, a wife, a girlfriend, significant other, and you see that they could definitely benefit from being a part of the this um, community or this ecosystem to learn a lot of things you'll learn inside of the community is share this with them. It's quietqueenacademy.com /community, and like I said, if you want to take the assessment to find out what type of builder you are, just simply go to quietmusicacademy.com. And again, I would like to say thank you again for being another day, and I will see you on Monday. You all have a divine day.